Wow. So many numbers and ciphers and children, very overwhelming, and the moonshot. That's incredible. This is what I always wanted, but I always felt alone and not anymore. So thank you for being. Yes, swimming under the ice. And losing the way because I didn't know you had to wear goggles. And Cornea was freezing. There I found myself still okay in myself. And 50 meters further, yards, I missed the hole and I went on. And I never felt the agony of drowning. Is the way I learned, if you breathe well, you don't need to have the fear of dying, because you go into the sleep. And it was not in the books. I learned all these things I've now shown through science that is innate to our physiological capacity as humans. I learned all these things as I'm a dropout from school. I learned my things in nature, and I'm there now. I mean, showing that people within 4 days, without prior experience in the cold, in 4 days, go up a mountain for 5 hours in their boxer shorts. And that's not because they have no money for clothes. Up the slopes in the minus 10 degrees Celsius, which is freezing. And then going up the mountain and 4 hours later getting at the top, summiting and minus 27 and dancing the Harlem Shake on top of the mountain in a full group. Then there I knew, I felt intuitively what is not in the books, but these guys in 4 days' time, they will be able to inoculate a bacteria injected, as nobody was able to do that, because for that you need control over the innate immune system up to the level of the autonomic nervous system. And as we know, the autonomic nervous system, that is outside of our will. And I can tell you, 100% score, they all were able, within a quarter of an hour, to activate their innate immune system to the level of the autonomic nervous system, the vagus nerve, all those mechanisms of the body thought of not being able to be influenced by humans. And I felt it up there in minus 27, dancing the Harlem Shake, because we felt common sense coming back to humans. We are able to tap in. That, what it takes to solve all the seemingly unsolvable matters, such as depression, cancer. And that's my belief. And I'm showing it together with me. Many, many people, and yes, I've been alone, like in the desert, running a full marathon without drinking, yeah, alone, but showing that I remained in control inside, 37 degrees core body temperature in the heat of the desert without drinking, as beyond the polar circle in shorts as well. And remaining in control, our possible control, if we reconnect with our physiology, and we are capable as humans to do that now, will make us very, very able to tackle all those unseemingly insolvable matters as, inflammation, chronic pain. Inflammation is actually the cause of any disease, and we have shown within a quarter of an hour to be able to suppress the inflammatory markers drastically. Boom. Then chronic pain. We have shown in study, it's going to be published very soon, that all the people doing just breathing and believing were able to uplift the threshold tolerance toward pain enormously, controlling. That gives you confidence. Now I'm in the studying together with the University of in Michigan, Detroit, Wayne State, and they prepared a study to and me to be therein, like the Iceman. Maybe he is able to show that different parts in the brain can be working, and thus finding out if we are able to get into the key components that could solve matters like bipolar, schizophrenia, depression, and anxiety, fear, trauma. We all suffer from that. And yes, we can shoot people to the moon, but can we become happy, strong, and healthy and guarantee that? Now, I went there with all these expectations to this study, and they put me in a brain scan. And this is about stress. We are talking about stress. Oxidative stress is the cause for deregulation in the immune system, and then the whole thing happens. From Crohn's disease to cancer to diabetes to depression and inflammation and all those things. So we have no hold, we have no control over that. There's the time, let's see, for the first time. So they had it all prepared. And I just had to show that I was capable of entering consciously at will in my brain, whereas nobody had gone before. So they had me researched and checked in a PET scan and then into the brain scan, and they dressed me up with a vest full of tubes and poured ice cold water, which is stressful to the body, while being not able to move or contract any muscle or breathe very deeply. I could do nothing more than using my mind. That's what they said. And now you have to do what you are known for, mind over matter. I didn't really know what to do. But there I was. So day 2, in the vest, pouring the cold water. I didn't do anything because I actually didn't. They told me, asked me, or told me, no, don't do anything. And tomorrow we're gonna see if you do the Iceman techniques, and then we see the difference. I didn't know what to do. But day two in the vest, ice cold water coming in, and there it goes. Skin temperature, boom, down. Ice water stops, skin temperature goes up, like all the others. All the controls, like hundreds, they measured before, and I reacted the same. And day 3, then they told me, now today you have to make the difference. And there I was. I really did not know what to do. And that was in the morning, before going to the university, to the clinic, and the brain scan and all. But then I remembered, oh yeah, I just do what I always did when I lost the way under the ice. When I got into a whiteout on Mount Everest and I saw nothing anymore, there I was in my shorts at 20,000 feet, trying to find the way, and there is no way. There's nothing. It's just wide, and yeah, you got to learn to trust, and this confidence and this agility which we have if we only learn to reconnect and trust within ourselves, with our mind. And that made me able to do 26 of those records, but numerous more challenges, and always come out alive. And why? Because I trust my body. Because I know what I can do. I can climb without gear up steep rocks and hang by one finger in mid-winter, where you have no control over the hands because it's freezing. Just hang by one finger. Why? Because the extremes therein are so far more than we think is possible. And I showed it not in one discipline, in like 10 disciplines at least. And so I was there. The trust came back. And now I had to go into an artificial setting, the brain scan. And yeah, it's just a big tube which makes a horrible noise. And there you go in with the vest. The pipeline comes in with the cold water. And there you are. And there. But I had trust. You know what happened? The cold water came in, but I didn't feel the cold anymore. I went to the cold. I could come and go with my mind. And so the cold came in once again, and there was no cold. The skin temperature remained the same. No action, just the mind. We have never learned that in school. We have never learned how to go with our mind in our body and make the change. Who wants to be depressed? Who wants to be sick? We don't know how to solve it better than a medicine and a pill. We lost the connection. But our innate capacity to solve our own ailments is there, I tell you. Now, what they saw in the brain happening, they never saw before. That what normally is in stress when ice cold water comes in, was completely deactivated. And what normally gets into high activity to produce the prefrontal cortex was completely activated. I had turned the tables. They saw I had gone into the so-called gray hemisphere, the periaqueductal gray hemisphere, which is like the sunshine, connected with the thalamus, the hippocampus, the amygdala, the spine, actually everything. All the hormone factory, the opioids, the cannabinoids, endorphins, and all, they are working. And you know what I did? To get the ice water coming in and make the skin temperature not going down just by my mind. And relax, and with this horrible noise of the brain scan, I was just in myself. You know what I did? This is this is a very difficult technique. This is what I did. I kept on doing that for 2 times a half hour in the brain scan, and they never saw the skin temperature going down anymore. And now they said, after looking at the brain scans and all, they analyzed it. They said, this is a transformational technique that will change mental health care. And how come? Because 30, 40 years ago, I thought there is more between heaven and earth. Violence, wars, disease, depression, not being happy, big stress, go for this, that, I thought there was something else. Did not know why. What? My instinct just told me, go and do something. And how? I was debating, philosophizing, learned many languages, got in lots of traditions. And then I met one day the cold water. Now, everybody thinks cold is a hostile force, but actually it trains to kill #1 killer in the US, cardiovascular related, the vascular system, which is 80,000 miles inside. It's our transportation system of oxygen, of nutrients, and all the goods. But it is down in its condition because we're always in neutral environment for our physiology. Thus, there is no stimulation. And the heart needs to pump harder because all these million little muscles and reflexes in the capillaries and the veins are not cooperating. So we have stress, the stress of a heartbeat which is too high. We can make it down just with a cold shower a day keeps the doctor away. Simple. That together with some breathing techniques which I learned to do within the cold, making me able to do all these seemingly superhuman feats in the cold, extreme cold, but also heat. Yes, and on Mount Everest there is a lack of oxygen. I mean, the last year I was there, and the oldest participant without former experience in mountaineering and with Lyme disease. I trained him 4 months, and he was 76 years old, and he did it in 44 hours in his boxer short. And together with him, people with disease of Crohn, cancer, asthma, and all. What is happening over there? I know I'm not alone anymore. I want to open up an itinerary, a platform for scientific research for the new generations, and for this generation, and for you, and for me, and for my kids, and the whole world actually. Because what is a mother wanting for his child? Is that a car? Is that a great future with 6 escort girls and 10 houses? Is that happiness? Is that strength and health? No, the core values. If we can guarantee health, happiness, and strength to our children, regardless of religion, background, wherever you live, then we get a war-free zone place called the beautiful Earth. So, yeah, I'm there. I'm looking for cooperation. Guys, 4 years ago, I've been proving as just one man, going from nature into laboratory setting, showing that the autonomic nervous system can be influenced deeply. And then 100% score, all the 12 people after 4 days were able to receive an injection with the bacteria, and where normally you become feverish, headaches, all over agony, muscle aches, etc. Now, none of them were there, and it showed in the blood. So I ain't got no numbers here now, and all these films, and I got a lot, but my daughter, I think she forgot. So. It doesn't matter. I got a great family, 6 children. I want happiness in the world, and I came from nature and showing it 4 years ago once again. In the books, it's in the university books, by the way, now, biology now, about the autonomic nervous system and innate immune system, so-called not being able to be influenced by humans. That is now no longer so. So, yeah, I'm waiting for people and movements that is able to take up the new scope, the new capacities we have. We could have, all of us, and change our conditioning, change our mind, and that is not a paradigm shift. It is self-awareness. It is belief. Belief that we are able to tap in ourselves and become happy, strong, and healthy. Thank you.